Hi, this is Jaden Han, and this is Wylock 7th grade. So the first set of problems here involves finding the circumference when with either the radius or diameter. So these are the two equations that you want to memorize for the circumference. So circumference is equal to 2 pi r. So this is when you're giving the radius, or just pi d. So that's when you're giving the diameter. So let's try it out. So the circumference is equal to 2 pi 6.2. So let's just multiply these all together to get the final answer. So 6.2 times 2. 2 times 2 is 4, and then 6 times 2 is 12. So we get 12.4. All right. All right. And then next, let's multiply it by 3.14, which is pi. But instead of writing 3.14, we often just use the symbol that I wrote right there to stand for it. So, okay, 4 times 4 is 16. 8 times 2, 4 times 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9. Then 4 times 1 is 4. We add the 0 here. 1 times 4 is 4. 1 times 2 is 2. And then 1 times 1 is 1. And we add 2 zeros here. 3 times 4 is 1, or 12. We add the 1 on top. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7. And then 3 times 1 is 3. So let's all add this all together. 6, 3, 9. Uh, 8. And then 3. And then finally, we just add the decimal points. And then we should get our answer of 38.936. And that is the circumference. All right, let's try out the next problem. So for this set of problems, it involves finding the area of the circle when either we're given the radius or denominator. So to find the area of the circle, you would have, if you have the radius, it would be pi times r squared. And then when you're given the diameter, this one is a little bit more complicated. A equals 1/4 times pi d. So let's try it out. Let's try out number 1. So area is equal to pi and then 1.7 squared. So 1.7 times 1.7. Let's do that first. Well, 7 times 7 is 49, and then 7 times 1 is 7, plus 4 is 11. Let's add the 0 here. And then, yeah, so it would be the same thing basically. Or no, it would not be. 1 times 7 is 7, and then 1 times 1 is 1. So once we add this all together, we should get 2.89. So next we would have to multiply 2.89 by 3.14. 2.89 times 3.14. So 9 times 4 is 36. 6, 3. 8 times 4 is 32. Plus 3 is 35. So 5, 3. And then 4 times 2 is 8. Plus 3 is 11. And we put the 0 on here. So 1 times 9 is 9. 1 times 8 is 8. And then 1 times 2 is 2. And then 0, 0. 3 times 9 is 27. 8 times 3 is 24 plus 6 is 26, or plus 2 is 26. And we add the 2 on top. And then 2 times 3 is 8, or 6 plus 8 is 8. So 6, 14, 17. So this is if you're just calculating this by hand. But yes, your final answer should be the area of the circle basically is 9.0746. And since it's an area, it's yards squared. And this is because you square R in the formula. All right. So let's try out these problems. Calculate the diameter / radius / area when circumference is given. So this one, number one, we'd have to find the area. All right. Well, so we're given the circumference. Looking back on the previous question, we know that in order to find the the area of, or the formula for a circumference is 2 pi r. So we can work back on this to try and get r, and that can help us find the area. So first, we want to isolate the r. So we would divide both sides by 2 pi. So r would equal, and let me just save you some time here. So 8.5 divided by 6.28. So r would be around 1.354. So now to find the area, if you remember correctly, the formula for an area is pi r squared. So let's just plug it in. So A equals pi times 1.354 squared. Since this is a little bit of harder math, I won't make you, like write this out by hand. So just using a calculator, if you multiply this all together, you should get a area around 5.75 meters squared. So as you can see, you just have to basically retrace your steps in order to find r, and this can help you find the area. Let's try out one more question since it's a little bit hard. The circumference is equal to 4.8. So as you remember previously, another way to calculate the circumference is pi times d. So since we're trying to find the diameter, we could just divide both sides by pi in order to get our final answer. So 4.8 divided by 3.14 would get you a diameter of 1.53 millimeters. And this could also work if you do 2 pi r. So if you divide both sides by 2 pi r, you get the radius. And since the radius is half of the diameter, you just multiply the radius by 2, and you should get the same answer as this. All right, let's move on to the last set of problems here. So the question reads, for every 2 roses in a bouquet, the florist arranges 3 tulips. Total number of roses and tulips in all bouquets is 240. So how many tulips are there in all bouquets? So we just need to know there's a 2 to 3 ratio here. So for every 2 roses, there's 3 tulips. And in total, these should add up to 240. So we just need to find something that is proportional to 200. That adds up to 240, but it's proportional to the 2 to 3 ratio. Well, so we're trying to find the number of tulips. Well, let's see. If there's just 2 roses and 3 tulips, there'd be 5 in total. 5 per 5 flowers for every set, basically. So let's just try multiplying both sides by by 240 divided by 5. Since in each kind of pair you would like to think of it, in each pair there would be 5 flowers in total, and that would get you 48. So let's just multiply this up by both sides by 48 to basically get this to 240 in total. So 2 times 48 is 96. And then 3 times 48 is 144. So since the tulips are the ones that have more, the final answer would be B. All right, that's all for today. Thank you for listening.